Hello traders and welcome to the weekly outlook and setups volume 70. It's Ilya here, and as always I'm super glad to have you on my YouTube channel. As you know, in this video we're going to have a look at the market, what opportunities did we have, what trades did I take, and what can we potentially expect for the upcoming week. Well, it was a pretty nice week. We had a lot of trades, but I'm finishing the week overall break even, a little bit on the plus side, but nothing too major. I took around 3-4 trades, so I'm going to show all of the trades that I took, but most of them hit break even, then it reversed. Some were too choppy when I entered, so it was a little bit tricky week to be traded. Some pairs actually just flushed to the downside like USD-CAD, some pairs consolidated most of the times, and some pairs did some nice movements, but they didn't pick a clear direction so we can have a nice trend following. So I'm gonna show you absolutely everything in this video that happened during the week. So if you're new to the channel, it's all about trading. I share weekly analysis every Saturday. I share educational content. I'm gonna share more of the psychological side of trading, so make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell in order not to miss the upcoming videos. I'm gonna be doing more of them. This week I did not publish an educational video, but stay tuned, they are upcoming. And as always, make sure to check the caption because I'm leaving my Telegram link right there where I share an update of the weekly outlook and setups, because usually when I analyze on the weekend, on Monday open, there are gaps, there is change of direction. So just take this video more for educational purposes, more like for journaling, to have a look how the week developed. And then actually I'm providing you even more value on Telegram, where I'm providing you with a nice morning analysis on Tuesday when the market has set up, and then we can start striking the market. So let's just jump straight into the video right now and see what do we have. Alright, as we always do, starting from the DXY to have a look what the dollar did this week and what can we potentially expect for the upcoming one. So as you can see, the previous week we had a bearish candle right here, and this week we had a nice continuation to the downside. There was a period when the market has pulled back a little bit too much to test a lower high formation. It's around right here, and as you can see from the daily time frame, it was actually looking very nice for longs. As you can see, a nice push into the highs, a nice pullback, rejections right here, bearish engulf, bullish engulf to show us that the bulls are coming in. But then the market actually rode to the downside because the 4-hourly time frame did not break much structure. And if I just jump in right now on the 4-hourly time frame, the market opened right here on the 5th of October, 4th. So we started straight with a dump to the downside. So up until this moment, I was like, okay, then Monday is pushing the market down. So potentially on Tuesday, we might have a move up, because this is usually what the market does. This is why I don't trade Mondays, because Monday introduces a false direction, and then Tuesday is gonna grab liquidity and either reverse or continue to the downside. And this is exactly what happened. As you can see, on Tuesday we ran into the highs very nicely, and we started rejecting this overall resistance area right here. Let me just change the color. Yep. And then the market pulled away. So it was pretty tricky at this period to recognize where the market is going, because we had a nice push, pullback potential. This can be a higher low, or it can just be continuation. But after the market pulled back, this was like around New York session in the morning, we spotted this level and we said, okay, the dollar is going down, because it was just simply rejecting this area. And then we can see what happened. This was around Thursday. Yeah, this is Thursday around New York time, London, New York crossover. We started having a nice flush, and actually on Friday, the market just continued dropping to the downside. So the DXY wasn't for a moment bullish this week. So that is pretty nice. And we managed to catch some trades on EU. In fact, I had a break even, then we tried to catch a long, but without success. I'm gonna show you. So what can we expect for the upcoming week on the DXY? So just having a look at the structure, here's our major structure that the market created, a nice lower high, and right now we have a nice flush to the downside with a clear break below this structural level right here. So what we can expect, which is very clear, we have to see a pullback for a lower high creation, and then we can potentially go to the downside. So I'm having a bearish outlook on the DXY. Everything is looking to the downside, but just first of all, I will need to see a little bit of a pullback in order to get a lower high, and then I'm gonna be looking for a continuation. So let's see, if the dollar is bearish, then Euro USD should be showing us bullish signs. So let's jump on EU. Euro USD weekly time frame, perfect opposite correlation to the DXY, because the DXY is constructed around 50% with the euro and then the other pair, so the correlation is like 90% opposite. We had a bullish week, the previous one, and this week was a perfect continuation to the upside. As you can see, the weekly candle did not create any wick to the downside, meaning that almost no higher low was formed right here. And then dropping to the daily time frame, let's have a look. So the market opened right here, 5th of October, starting with a straight push to the upside, and then we had 2 days of a pullback, and then actually Thursday consolidated. And on Friday, usually this happens on Friday. Friday is either gonna be a take profit day or a nice continuation day. And we had this nice continuation to the upside. So as you can see, we expected again a push, a pullback. All the people were looking for shorts, but what the market does, it pushes it higher. And this is what always happens, guys. So this is why I'm focusing more on the 4-hourly time frame to read the structure there. And this actually never turned bearish, but I took a short on this one. And I failed a little bit. I had a break-even trade. So let me show you what happened. 4th of October, the market opens here massively to the upside, creating a higher high. But then we have this consolidation right here, and the market dips very strongly below, consolidates for a bit, and then this, by the time this was pulling back, it looked like a very nice short. So dropping to the hourly time frame, I took my trade from right here. So it was more like a manipulation trade because I spotted this consolidation right here. Then the market strongly ran into the upside and it broke those highs. This is something that I'm currently testing. Broke the highs, bearish engulf, and then I entered on the 5 minutes. This is something that I'm gonna teach my community very, very soon. And I entered right here at that wick. Stop loss was above, and then I targeted the lows. But what the market did then, it pushed lower, then it pushed higher. All right, it's still fine. Push lower, push higher, then push lower. And I was like, oh man, I'm too stressed with this one. I went break even, and then break even hit, and actually stop loss hit. And then the market ended up consolidating for the remaining of the day. So this was my, I believe, the first trade for the week on Euro USD. And as you can see, then I was looking at the chart again, and I was like, bro, this pair was perfectly bullish. Like you can see, the overall trend is moving up. So why do you go for shorts? But I just thought that the market might be retesting this structure right here and potentially running to the downside. But what the market did later is it pushed, it provided us with a pullback. So I didn't catch a trade right here. And then it strongly moved to the upside, providing us with a beautiful push to the upside. Where we tried to capitalize on Friday was right here. After this clear push, clear pullback, the 4-hourly time frame was looking perfect. But then jumping on the 15-minute time frame, oops, we did not have the pattern that we trade. So the market provided a nice pullback right here, but it was kind of getting a little bit choppy, didn't break much structure, and when it started to pump, then it just didn't return for a retest. So we just didn't have an entry on this one, and then it continued to push very strongly to the upside. So this is simply Euro USD summed up quickly. And what do we have right now? We have a massive introduction of bullish pressure. So when you see this, the market is too high, don't just put a long position right here. Always wait for a lower high. Remember, we have to buy low, right? So we need the market to pull back to create a higher low around those areas. So it can be anywhere. Like we have an overall support in the resistance level right here, so the market can pull back. You can always use fibs, for example, to look for a 50%, 38.2, 61.8% zones. Also the EMA, which acts as a mean value of price. So when the market starts to pull back, the EMA will start coming right here. And potentially if the market pulls back right here, this will be a pretty nice area of interest in order for the market to start pumping to the upside. So Euro USD bullish bias. I'm gonna let Monday play out to see if we're gonna have any pullback to the downside, and make sure to stay tuned for the Tuesday analysis. Euro JPY weekly time frame, similar situation to EU. We're having a very strong bullish week to the upside. So this is what the only thing that I'm extracting from the weekly time frame. Then daily time frame, as you can see, the market opened very strongly to the upside. We had a little bit of a retest right here at this broken overall structure. Then actually the next day immediately pushed higher. Thursday was a consolidation, and then Friday just pushed a little bit higher. So this push and a pullback is kind of getting invalidated if we don't have a strong bearish candles or 2 days of bearishness to break this daily higher low. But this will take some time, and by that time the 4-hourly time frame would have changed completely, so we don't have to worry about this. So as you can see on Monday, massive open to the upside. This was pretty massive. Then the market consolidated, and I thought that actually Monday created the high of the week, and then we're gonna start dropping down, and this is why I actually took EU short. But again, this created a higher low. I couldn't catch a trade right here because this was too bearish to the downside, and then the hourly and 15-minute did not provide a setup right here. Then we pushed strongly to the upside. So then when we started to look for longs, actually the market started creating this consolidation, and it was pretty hard. to catch a trade right here. As you can see, consolidation, fake out to the downside, push, another pullback. And if I drop to the 15-minute, yeah, I didn't see the pattern, so I didn't execute any trades on EJ. And then the market provided us with a nice break of that structure and even tested it very quickly. So again, structure looks pretty bullish. Where is our major higher low? It's exactly right here. The market has pushed away, and right now we're trying to create a higher low. Like an average level right here of support is this. So I'm gonna see, I really think the market will open with a pullback to the downside. As you can see, the EMA is starting to come around this structure right here. So definitely this will be an area of interest for me to buy. But again, I don't trade Mondays because Monday can even go below this area and then the market can reverse. All right. So let's see how the market opens. Let's see if it comes right here. Let's see for at least one full hourly candle of rejection, then dropping to the hourly time frame and then starting to spot our setups. All right. So EJ having a bullish outlook, but let's see what Monday has for us. My second trade for the week was on Euro Aussie long. So what we have right here, you can see the market started in a very bullish manner. It was up here at some period of time, and then we massively dropped to the downside, creating this doji. So usually when you see such a big wick, then the market is expected to open and to fill that wick at least 50%. So we can expect the market to open in a bullish manner to fill that wick, and then maybe we can start rolling to the downside. But this is just speculation, but keep in mind this wick on the weekly time frame. So daily time frame as well was looking pretty long, right? We had this nice push, nice pullback right here, retest of previous structure. So potentially all the swing traders were looking for longs, and actually the market provided a move, and this is when that wick on the weekly was created. But then you can see 3 days of bearish price action. Where I took my trade was right here. After the market pushed very nicely to the upside, I spotted this again, a little bit of a pullback. Make sure to check. I actually received very nice feedback on my most recent video on market structure, so make sure to check it out. As you can see, we're having the pullback, we're having a little bit of a rejection, then dropping to the hourly time frame. We beautifully had 3 hours right here of wicks to the downside, indicating that a pullback is over, and then dropping to the 15-minute time frame, where I entered my trade was exactly right here on this break of this average structure. Break, retest on this candle, the EMA was sitting right here, so I entered right here, stop loss below the structure, and then I just targeted, I didn't go for a hard high, I just targeted the highs right here because it was a nice 3R or something. The market nicely pushed higher, pullback, nicely pushed higher, so I should have thought of securing some pips, but as you can see, it was like, yeah, it almost tapped 3R, so maybe I could have taken profit, but then you can see the market just plummeted to the downside, hitting break even, consolidating, and then actually tomorrow, the next day, reversing to the downside. So this was Euro Aussie. And actually you can see right now we are perfectly trading to the downside. So again, major lower high right here, and I believe there is a big chance that the market will open and it will start coming into that area right here. Not up until there, because this is a very strong area right here, so maybe even the market can tap it right here, but definitely it will come. It can potentially come, guys. The market will, like, you can never say it will come because it can potentially come. Nothing is for certain in the market. So right now I will just be looking for a lower high on Euro Aussie in around those areas, and then I will be looking to take it down. So let's see, short bias on Euro Aussie. Let's see if this plays out. Let's have a look at the Aussie, starting from AU. As you can see right here, we had that weekly wick to the downside, creating some push to the downside and some higher low formation actually, and then we continue to push to the upside. So overall a bullish outlook. And as you can see right here, it was pretty tricky because we had that nice push to the downside, very nice pullback, very nice slowdown, bearish engulf. So all the people were short, including me, of course. And then as you can see, the market reversed strongly to the upside, taking the stop losses, and who knows what will happen next week. But I will be looking for longs for sure. So what happened in this one? We had that major area right here for a double top. Now, I believe my team took shorts right here, but they were on AJ because it was more clearly, yeah, I think, yeah. So we were taking shorts right here, but then the market flushed nicely, created a lower low, broke that structure, and then we had that pullback. So this is where I tried to take a short. dropping to the hourly time frame, we had those rejections. However, you can see how the market started to consolidate, and I usually don't like this. I want to have an immediate entry and then start going down, but when you can see consolidation, then this, we had a fake move during Asia. Yeah, exactly. You can see 3 o'clock UTC +2. This is my time. This is when Asia manipulates below the stop losses, and then actually the market resulted in a beautiful uptrend. And the next morning, actually, I was not fixated on shorts, but when I see that the market has emerged above and we were coming back for a retest, I immediately tried to get into longs. As you can see, I'm changing the bias every day. Then we had those wicks right here. Unfortunately, the market did not provide a clear setup. There was a clear setup, but the time was a little bit odd. Like it was 7:15, 7 o'clock. This is exactly when we were starting the webinar, so I wasn't paying too much attention. But as you can see, then we had that break retest after the higher low was created, and a beautiful move. So imagine having a trade right here and trading it up until that time. So yeah, definitely already introducing a strategy for letting runners, which I'm pretty excited about. But Aussie USD, no trades. I actually took Aussie NZD. So what can we expect for the upcoming week, guys? This is pretty extended right now, so I don't want to drop any levels and say, okay, the market will pull back around those areas, because when you see the market push very strongly to the upside, what it will do is it will pull back potentially even with just one candle. It will create the support and then it will start pumping up. And then after this pump, it's gonna create some structure. All right, so just right now, let's see what Monday has for us. Let's see Monday pull back around those areas, and then I will start looking for longs. All right, so make sure to stay tuned for Tuesday, because there is nothing right now that we can look for an immediate entry on market open. Aussie JPY pretty much the same as Aussie USD. We had that wick to the downside to grab the liquidity, and then we actually finished the week in a very, very bullish manner. Daily time frame similar, guys. We're having this nice push to the downside. We're having this beautiful pullback. We're having this bearish engulf, and everyone is like, oh yeah, let's go short. Stop loss above, and then as you can see, the market boom stops us out. But it is what it is. And yeah, actually this is how the market works. I didn't get stop losses on this one. So the team took shorts exactly from right here, which was pretty nice. After the market has created a double top, then we have a push, little bit of a pullback, minor structure, hourly time frame, push, pullback, rejections right here. 15-minute time frame, the entry was right here. And I remember actually that somebody told me, bro, I should have left this one to run, because if your entry is right here, stop loss always above the structure. And we usually take profits using a Fibonacci strategy, like around these areas or even a little bit lower. But then you can see how the market flushed to almost 6R. So very massive trade, and definitely we should start leaving some runners. Actually, I'm already introducing a strategy about it, so pretty excited to test it out. Then actually when I tried to enter the trade, I didn't try to enter the trade on Aussie JPY. Why? Because it created an equal lower high, and when it creates an equal lower high, then I always like step aside from the pair, because there is a very high chance that the market will pull back for an inverse head and shoulders, which is exactly what happened, and reverse to the upside. Then again, the next day we have that push and a pullback, but it was exactly the same setup as AU. We had the trade right here at 7 o'clock, which was the time when we were doing the webinar, and it was a little bit late. This is like London close, New York close is approaching as well, and yeah, then we carried on to the upside. So as for AJ, absolutely the same. Like, I don't want to call any levels. I don't want to say the market is going to retest this area. What I would be looking, guys, is just for the structure, and when you master structure, it becomes so easy. Right now, I'm just looking for a pullback, higher low formation, and then I'm just gonna take longs. If the market starts to provide me some other fancy stuff, then I'm of course gonna look deeper into it, but letting Monday play out, letting for that pullback to develop. And let's have a look at Aussie NZD, the trade that I took. Aussie NZD weekly time frame. So this one is overall looking pretty bullish. As you can see, push, pullback, those are swing points. All right. The previous week was with a wick right here, so this week actually started to pump to the upside. But let's have a deeper look on the daily time frame, because right here I spotted this inverse head and shoulders. All right, and then the market nicely started to push up. We were overall bearish, but as I told you, when the market comes to create an equal lower high, as in this situation, there is a very high chance that it's gonna pull back to create the right shoulder and then reverse to the upside, which is exactly what happened. And the problem with this trade was that it was a little bit too high. So as you can see, huge move to the upside, and we're having this one candle of pullback. This is what can happen on Aussie USD as well. One candle of pullback, which is more than enough for me to take a trade. Push, pullback, retest of previous structure. So I took my trade from right here, 15 minutes. Oops, I lost it. Yeah, here it is. So we're having this structural level right here. The market provides us with a beautiful pattern that we trade. Then we had a break and then I entered right here. It was a little bit aggressive because like we didn't have a clear break, but it was worth it. So I took the trade like this. Stop loss was of course for a higher high. Then the market pushed up, pushed back down. So I said, oh man, I'm really stressing out when the market does this because I usually rarely suffer a drawdown. And then the market pushes higher and I'm like, all right, if this is a lower high, I don't want to suffer a stop loss. And then the market just exactly did this, manipulated below. And guess what? Guess what? Take profit later. And actually a member of the team went for another long exactly right here from that wick and he had a beautiful take profit, but I didn't go for the re-entry, but I was actually pretty glad that somebody could take profit on this trade. So this is pretty much AUDNZD, a trade that I took. And as for right now, you can see we're having this overall bullishness, but right now we are breaking below that structure. So it's going to be very tricky to see how this market is going to develop. All right. So definitely I'm going to give it some time because it's starting to turn a little bit bearish. However, we are still in a very strong bullish environment. So if the market starts to create some supportive levels right here, then potentially we can look for longs. But right now it's pretty much choppy. So definitely it needs some time to develop. Let's have a quick look at the NZDs because they're pretty much the same as the Aussies. So we're having an overall bullish week, although this created a bigger wick to the downside and we were taking shorts on this one. I personally didn't take, but the team were taking NJ, NZD USD, and NZD Swiss franc because it was really looking nice to the downside. Again, the similar situation, pushed to the downside, pull back, but unlike the Aussies, this stayed lower a little bit too long, providing us with some short opportunities. And then actually on Friday, it made the move up. So dropping to the 4-hourly time frame, as you can see, the same structure right here, really nice consolidation. Then we nicely break below first opportunity right here, and then second opportunity right here, which was a little bit too bullish, and I didn't take it from right here. And I actually told my team, guys, this is looking a little bit too bullish, so be really careful. But then dropping to the hourly time frame, what do we have right here? Little double top, perfect New York session trade, 15-minute time frame. Have a look. Double top even on the 15-minute, and then on the break and the retest of the neckline we can be taking shorts. And then the market went for a very nice lower low, and then the next day similar situation, we're having a beautiful uptrend. The market creates a double top, breaks, retests, EMA confluence, but then it pushes down. And yes, I'm sure that this one was a break even for the team. So those are the two trades, two tradable opportunities on NZD USD this week. And then we actually had Friday, late Thursday and Friday just expanding to the upside. All right, so again, pretty similar to AU, guys. This is not too much clear. We're just having this massive impulsive move to the upside. So the only thing that we can wait for is for the market to pull back to provide us with a higher low, and then we can look for continuations or potentially for a change in direction. Maybe the market will pull back for longs, then it will fail to make a higher high, either double top, or it will create a lower high, and then we can start looking for shorts. But again, let's see what Monday has for us, and let's just follow the flow. NZD/JPY, absolutely the same. As you can see, again, we're having that wick, bullishness, daily time frame. Again, bearish engulfing candle right here, retest. It tried to flush down, but then on Friday, I don't know what happened, but the market just exploded. Then again, we're having this push, pullback, short opportunity right here. The team took it. Then again, we have the same thing, but the market came to create actually a double top or an equal lower high if you want. And then the only thing that stopped me from taking further trades on this one is this double bottom as well. So the market was creating a consolidation, and as you can see, then on Friday we massively emerged above, but similar opportunity exactly right here and right here, absolutely the same as NZD USD, break, retest, and then again right here, break and retest, and we go lower. This one hit take profit, this one hit break even. So no losses, I believe, this week. So right now we're having a nice push to the upside, and again, guys, it's very similar, NZDs and Aussies. What we have to wait for is for the market to create a higher low. Where the higher low can take place, I don't know. It can be a Fibonacci level, 38.2, 50%, 61.8. What I'm looking for, I don't trade much Fips. I am looking for the market to pull back with 4-hourly candles, and then I'm dropping to the lower time frame to identify when potentially that pullback is over. All right, so bullish bias on NZD/JPY. Let's see what Monday has for us, and then striking it on Tuesday. Next on the list are the USD. Starting from USD JPY, very tricky pair to be traded. As you can see, we tapped the EMA and we reacted from it. So overall a pin bar, but as you can see, this one has been consolidated for the previous week, and this week was pretty much the same. Dropping to the daily time frame, as you can see, the market opened with a very strong bullish pressure, then it consolidated, and then it actually went above, then it consolidated, and then on Friday it went down. So like I was more long biased on this one, but just have a look at the structure, guys. Like it didn't make sense to me. What I said to my team actually when we had that break and the potential retest, this was on the previous weekly outlook and setups, and this is why I always tell you guys, don't just go sell on market open, because the market does this, a huge push to the upside. And then I was seeing that the market was creating minor structure around these areas right here. So as you can see this week, then this bearish engulf, then we have a higher high, and then the market pulled back into that area. So this was the only time that I saw a setup on NZD, on USD JPY for a long. But then again, it was like looking overall in a consolidation, and I believe the time was off on it as well. Yep, have a look, 21 o'clock. This is New York close. So I didn't want to take any trades on it. Then it resulted in a nice move to the upside. Then it consolidated for days. What was it? Yeah, not days, but probably 7th of October up until the 9th of October. And then we actually reversed to the downside. So USD JPY, no trades on this one for me personally. And let's see what we can expect on this one right now. So we moved to the upside. The market consolidated. So right now we actually broke below the most clear major structure that I see right here. We actually created 2 weeks into the highs, and right now the market is flushing to the downside. So definitely looking for shorts, shorter term. But again, I'm not sure why, but Friday just exploded. Like all the pairs are currently pushing. So I believe on Monday we have to wait for those pullbacks. All right, so this can pull back anywhere. It can pull back even this right here to create an overall long-term head and shoulders. All right, but I will just simply be looking for a pullback on USD JPY, a lower high formation, and then I'm gonna trade it to the downside, potentially into those lows. But from a weekly time frame, yeah, this one is definitely not clear from a weekly, but maybe daily as well. This is a pretty strong supportive level, so we're definitely come right here. And if we manage to break, then we even have a potential for a push, pullback, and a continuation to create this head and shoulders. But this is like this will take a lot of time. So right now I'm just focused on having that pullback, lower high formation, and then taking a short on UJ. So let's wait for Monday and make sure to stay tuned for the Tuesday analysis. USD CAD was a funny pair this week. As you can see, we're having a very nice bearish engulfing candle on the weekly time frame with a nice evening star formation as well. So very bearish, and as you can see, we had 3 days of massive decline after having right here a little bit of a play. So the only time that we could have entered short is around these areas right here, then dropping to the 4-hourly time frame. Like, yes, this again, I know guys that took it from right here because this is a supply and demand area, support and resistance, whatever you want to call it, but the market nicely ran into the highs right here, and then the hourly time frame didn't show too much rejection. It just started to create a downtrend. All right, and have a look what happened later. The market just went down, no stop. So like this day I was looking, okay guys, let's wait for a pullback. The next day I was like, okay guys, this should create a pullback, and it just continued to flush to the downside. So the only opportunity was from these areas right here, which I did not take because this is not how I trade. It's something that I'm considering adding, like order blocks or just strong support and resistance levels, but USD CAD left without me. And again guys, what I can say on this one is just it's super extended. So definitely, even from a daily time frame, have a look at this strong push, and this has to pull back at some period of time. And actually, it can turn bullish because after such a massive move to the downside, the market can just consolidate a little bit, distribution phase, accumulation, break, retest, and then we can start moving up, maybe to tap those areas and to tap an overall Fibonacci right here, and then we can actually go down. So on USD CAD, absolutely tricky right now. It just keeps flushing. So what I will be waiting for is just for Monday to develop. If I'm having a pullback, I can potentially try to catch some shorts, but I'm really thinking that this one will start consolidating right now because USD CAD does this. All right, it moves, it consolidates, it moves, it consolidates, it moves, and it will start consolidating again, and then potentially we just have to catch the direction. All right, so USD CAD a little bit tricky right now, so let's see what Monday has for us again. Make sure to stay tuned for Tuesday. Right now, overall sell bias, but we never know what's gonna happen after this huge move to the downside. USD Swiss franc weekly time frame. Let's have a look. What did we have on this one? So a very bearish candle to the downside, again very similar to USD CAD because the dollar just flushed and there was only one setup on this one as well. So as you can see, the market opened in a very bearish manner, which was very nice. Then we started to pull back and then the market created a big consolidation right here. And I want you to have a look at this wick exactly right here, because dropping to the 4-hourly time frame, have a look. So we're having this potential double top. Everybody is looking for shorts. And then we have this nice liquidity grab, which was exactly into this gap right here that appeared in the market on market open. The market manipulated right here and then it just flushed to the downside. Dropping to the hourly time frame, as you can see, on that pullback, we can potentially be taking shorts, but I didn't, because I didn't just get an entry, a clear one. Then the market just consolidated, and then as you can see, it starts to move up, and then New York market opens, nice flush into the highs, taking out all the stop losses that were already into shorts and sitting in that consolidation, and then the market just starts to melt to the downside, providing me personally with no clear setups, because I usually love to see some pullbacks. The only time that I tried to take a short was right here, but again the 15-minute was way too quick. As you can see, I just pulled back for a little bit, didn't create much of like of an uptrend, so I can potentially have my entry, have my break and retest, and then it just flushed to the downside. So this is USD Swiss franc. Just one potential trade for this week. Very nice introduction, pullback right here, manipulation, and then we go down. So what we can expect this one? Well, of course, bearishness, but what we have to wait for, again, like it's pretty boring this weekly outlook, but we always have to wait for pullbacks this week. So let's see if this is gonna pull back, potentially have a lower high around those areas right here, and then we can start heading lower. So this is USD Swiss franc. If this pulls back, then Euro USD is gonna pull back as well to the downside, and then we're gonna have some further continuation. So it's all the matter of patience. All right, here we are with the GBPs, as always starting with GU. So what did we have this week? Is a bullish week. However, this actually formed again on Friday. So dropping to the daily time frame, you can see that we started a little bit bullish, then we dropped to the downside massively. I was taking a short right here with EU, but I didn't take GU because of EU, and actually GU ended up hitting take profit. And then again, the market created this nice high on Friday. Really not sure what happened. If any of you guys know what influenced that move on Friday, make sure to let me know down in the comments. So this one opened around right here, pushed into the highs, then we had this bearish engulf very nicely, then we had this one candle of pullback, and then the market dropped very nicely to the downside. And I was taking the average of this structure right here, and so I was taking shorts exactly from right here, dropping to the hourly time frame, push, very bullish pullback, and then on the 15-minute time frame, as you can see, this is not something that I trade. This is something that I currently practice, manipulation trading. You can see how the market creates this little structure right here, and then the entry is actually on the 5-minute after this inverse head and shoulders, and we had a nice flush to the downside, exactly fulfilling the targets that we usually look for, 27 extension to the pip right here. So very nice, but unfortunately I got stopped out on break even on AU. My friend took this one to the downside, and again, then what the market did, it reversed to the upside. It provided us with another bearish candle to the downside. So as you can see, this price action is pretty tricky, guys, right? So nothing too clear, not nice trend continuation patterns like a push, pullback, lower highs, higher lows, something that I love trading, and this is what I actually trade basically. And then again on Friday, we had that nice move to the upside, breaking this structure on the left. So again, as I told you, pretty boring, but it is what it is. We have to wait for the market to pull back. Potentially, it might come to test this area right here, which is pretty nice. But again, nice impulsive move to the upside. We have to wait for that pullback. The daily time frame is creating a nice move to the upside with overall this inverse head and shoulders as well. So definitely the GBPs can start gaining strength. So let's just wait for that pullback, and then we can head for longs. And again, the only opportunity that I saw was from right here, and afterwards we just started to chop. The direction wasn't clear, and there wasn't any need to force any trades. GJ, even worse. So on this one, on the weekly time frame, we're having this nice push to the downside, bullish week, and right now we're having another bullish week. Daily time frame, kind of the same. We started very bullish, then we strongly dropped below, then again we had another bullish week, then we had consolidation, and then on Friday we actually broke this daily range. 4-hourly time frame, again very similar, but this one, just because UJ provided us with a nice push to the upside that broke that structure, all the JPY started pumping up. and this one again created that equal lower high, so it stopped me from taking any shorts. And it was like, if you just have a look, guys, this is more looking to the upside, right? It's just trending to the upside. No clear structure was broken, so shorts wasn't really nice to be taken. And yeah, it actually made a move to the downside, potentially that manipulation trade. Then we broke above, we came back for a retest, so potentially another trade right here. But like, yeah, you can see it was a nice flush to the downside, very strong. And on the 15-minute, I didn't see any pattern right here. Very strong push, resistance, potentially a break in the retest for a trade. But then again, the market pushes, consolidates, and then potentially it would have hit break even or something like this. So definitely the GBPs weren't a nice, like, this week was overall, like as I told you, a break even week for me personally. So not much clear movements. And right now, what do we have? We have the market breaking above that structure, creating a nice higher high. So what we have to wait for again is for the market to pull back to create a higher low, and then we can potentially start heading up. Keeping in mind the major structure, which is right here. This is the zone that the market is respecting. This is the major higher low. As you can see, push, pullback. Then the market tapped into it again, and then it made the higher high. So right now, if the market starts to go in between that consolidation, maybe break those areas, this is the only time that I will be looking for shorts. So let's see what the market has for us on Monday, and then potentially on Tuesday, we get started with trading. GA. So GA again, guys. So weekly time frame. We're having this huge wick up, then the market went down, and then it actually retraced. So pretty tricky again. Daily time frame, you can see the market open right here with an indecision candle. Then we push into the highs, that's fine. Then we have this hammer formation. Then we have a bearish candle again with wicks. And as you can see, this is your whole range of this market on the daily. So the market didn't move too much. And then dropping to the 4-hourly time frame, what do you have? Yeah, nothing. So we pushed higher, we pulled back. So this was actually a pretty nice long, but I believe we were taking Aussie USD by that time. As you can see, oh damn, I remember this one. This was Friday. Yeah, exactly, guys. Have a look. 5th of October, push, pull back right here with a retest of the hourly structure, and the 15-minute was actually looking very nice. I actually journaled that trade, but I didn't take it because it was Monday, and I usually don't trade on Mondays. Stop loss right here, and take profit was into the highs. The target, as always, we have a measurement for the target right here, 3.5 R&R. But again, it took a lot of time for that trade to hit, but it actually hit. And this was the only clear trade that I saw on GA, and I actually regretted it, not taking it. But it was like such a long time ago on Monday, and I actually forgot about this trade. And then what the market did, pushed higher, pushed lower, pushed higher, consolidate, creating not clear structure to be traded. And even on the hourly time frame, I usually trade the hourly a lot as well when I see clear pushes and pullbacks, but this one did not create anything at all. So this was the only clear trade that I saw on GA. So what we can expect for the upcoming week, guys, if I just quickly zoom in and try to identify the structure, major structure, highs and lows, as we always do. Lower high formation right here, and the lower low was created, and right now the market is already in a pullback phase, already retesting this structure. So definitely this looks like a short trade, all right? The hourly time frame is already starting to show the signs, but I definitely think that this one is gonna pull back because this is your first signs of the market reversing. Then you have to wait for the market to come back again to create that double top, potentially to create a little bit of an uptrend, break, retest, and then we go down. All right. And again, don't rush on Mondays because Monday can open right here. All right, and it can come to manipulate above that area, or it can come a little bit higher to test the EMA as well. So GA, looking for shorts, but nothing too much clear. So let's see what Monday has for us, and potentially we strike on Tuesday. And Euro GBP, what did we have on this one? Just a wick, the market pushed higher, and it retraced all the way up where the market actually opens. Daily time frame, I'm gonna do the same as I did with GA, guys. So the market opened right here. So what is your range? Is like this, and then dropping to the 4-hourly time frame, what do you have? An overall consolidated market. So we had that push to the upside, potentially a pullback. This is the only time that I was looking for a trade for longs. Hourly time frame, push, pullback. So definitely we can be taking trades, but was that Monday? No, it was not Monday, but it was late Tuesday. 15-minute time frame, again, as you can see, we had a massive drop, then the market just pulled away, retested that, and we didn't have any clear structure. This is why I was hesitating to take that trade. And then again, wick up, wick down, consolidation, dip below, and then we actually made the move higher. But again, nothing too much, no clear direction, no clear trend. What happened later is the market created this wick to the upside, creating that major structure, and right now we're starting to dip below, but I really want to see it continue a little bit further because it's currently sitting at a lot of support as well. So definitely something like this will be much appreciated to see, but potentially the market can start right now to pull back on market open to create a lower high, and then we can start heading lower. All right. So the GBPs and actually all of the market is looking a little bit extended, so we definitely have to wait for pullbacks, and I think like Tuesday London, Tuesday New York, and Wednesday are going to be the best days to trade. So make sure to be patient, guys. Don't rush into any trades, and let's see what do we have. But having a bearish outlook on Euro GBP, as I have a bullish outlook on the GBPs, and GA is looking a little bit short, so pretty interesting. Let's see what's gonna happen. Gold, are we ready to have a continuation to the upside? We shall see, but again, very similar formation to the other pairs as well. Pushed to the downside, it was really consolidative, and then we have this very nice bullish weekly closure, which actually happened on Friday again. And as you can see, this is a very strong Moroboso candle with no wicks on both directions, so very strong. And then again, 4-hourly time frame, what did we have on this one? Was a nice flush to the downside, so shorts could have been taken right here. Then the market moves up, takes out the stop losses, provides us with a little push to the downside, and then actually results in this very nice move to the upside. I didn't take any trades on gold. I was just looking right here, but I didn't take it because the 15-minute wasn't looking too good, because you can see it was way too strong and the EMA was very bullish, and once the EMA started to get broken, the market was getting a little bit too low, and then we had that push to the upside. I believe somebody took shorts from right here, and then the market moved down. This was by the time we were doing the webinar, and then the market actually pulled back, stop loss, break even, consolidation, and then the market did all that fancy stuff before again on Friday the market resulting in a very nice push to the upside. So again, guys, I keep telling you, pretty boring outlook, but it is what it is. What we have to wait for is for the market to pull back. Potentially it can retest these broken structures right here, but again, a tricky week on gold as well. So let's see if we're gonna have that bullishness. I feel that all the pairs right now created that move, so potentially we're having the direction, and I definitely think Monday will provide us with a pullback, and then Tuesday we can start striking. So let's see, looking for longs on gold, just waiting for that little pullback higher low and then striking it. And wrapping up the video with a quick look on the indices. As you can see, we're having a very bullish week, but we're having elections right now, so we definitely don't know what's gonna happen. Daily time frame, you can see the market created like this nice push to the upside. Then on Tuesday, the market made that nice move down, but it didn't break structure, which was very nice to see. And then for the remaining of the week, we had this bullishness. And if I just trigger my analysis from the previous week, as you can see, so the market opened right here, support, resistance. We dipped into the support, which is pretty nice. Then the market broke, retested, potential longs right here, but then we have that dip to the downside. But if I have a look where the structure is, it's right here. The market failed to break, and then we started to move nicely to the upside. So definitely we did not have the short scenario, but it was just that if we took longs from right here, then we could have potentially got a break even or a loss, and then actually the market ended up with the overall expected direction. So right now, just again, very simple, I'm gonna mark this support and resistance level, and then again on top we don't have anything because the market is looking a little bit extended. So definitely I will be looking again for pullbacks around those areas. I see a little level which is exactly right here, potentially better seen on the hourly time frame. As you can see, break, retest, retest, continuation. So definitely the market can pull back a little bit and then provide us with a push higher. But again, we have election time, so nothing is for certain right now, especially with Trump tweeting and all of the stuff that is happening. Make sure to be careful. And NASDAQ as well, if I just remove quickly the drawing, very bullish week, again about to tap the highs, I hope. Daily time frame, again, we had that bearish move to the downside, but then 3 days of bullishness, which was pretty good to see. And then checking the analysis, you can see how good this works with just simple support and resistance levels. We made the high right here, we dipped all the way to the lows right here, then we retested the middle. So by that time I was speculating the previous week that we can have a head and shoulders, which happened, so we could have had a sell, but then the market failed to break, and actually what I expected is the market to dip right here to create that move to the downside, and then to tap the next level right here, which is here, and then the market actually broke it with no retest and continued to trade higher for the remaining of the week. So right now my major higher low is exactly right here, like the most recent that got created. The market is nicely moving to the upside, so any pullback right now will be appreciated, and then we can start heading higher. Alright, so this is how I'm gonna wrap it up, guys. Again, a little bit boring because we're having all of those impulsive moves on Friday, which makes it pretty difficult to analyze the structure, but I really hope you got something valuable from the video. If you did, make sure to leave me a comment down below, like the video because it really helps me out and keeps me motivated. And yeah, thank you guys for staying up until now. Make sure to stay tuned for the Tuesday analysis on Telegram, and I really hope to see you on my next video, and have a crushing week.